My girlfriend texted, "Don't overreact. My ex just crashed at my place last night." It was too late for him to drive home. I replied, "Makes sense." The next morning, she woke up to find her Netflix, Spotify, and phone plan all disconnected, every single one under my name. That night she called crying, but the person who answered wasn't me. I'm 29, work in corporate finance, and I've been with my girlfriend Maya for 2.5 years. We didn't live together, but we were close. Close enough that when she mentioned needing a new phone plan last year because hers was killing her budget, I added her to my family plan without thinking twice. Same with Netflix, Spotify, even Amazon Prime. It was easier, cheaper, and I made more money than her anyway. She was a freelance graphic designer, income was unpredictable, and I wanted to help. That's what you do when you love someone, right? Wrong. Last Thursday night, I was at my apartment working late on a presentation for a client meeting. Around 11:30 p.m., my phone buzzed. Text from Maya. "Hey babe, just wanted to give you a heads up. Don't overreact, but Ryan showed up at my place tonight. He'd been drinking and said it was too late to drive home, so I let him crash on my couch. I didn't want him to get a DUI or something. I know it's weird, but I'm just being a decent person. Love you." Ryan, her ex-boyfriend. The guy she dated for 3 years before me. The guy she told me she had zero feelings for and hadn't spoken to in over a year. I stared at that text for a solid minute. My first instinct was to call her, demand to know what the hell she was thinking. But something stopped me. Maybe it was the way she phrased it. Don't overreact. Like she already knew this was wrong, but was trying to get ahead of my reaction. Maybe it was the fact that she texted me instead of calling. Or maybe it was just gut instinct. I texted back, "Makes sense. Stay safe." She replied immediately with a heart emoji. I didn't sleep that night. I sat on my couch, staring at my phone, playing out every possible scenario in my head. Maybe she was telling the truth. Maybe Ryan really did just crash on her couch and nothing happened. Maybe I was being paranoid. But I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. At 6 a.m., I made a decision. I opened my phone and started disconnecting things. First, I removed her line from my phone plan. Then I changed my Netflix password and removed her profile. Spotify, same thing. Amazon Prime, gone. I even canceled the grocery delivery subscription I'd been paying for that sent stuff to her apartment twice a month. By 6:45 a.m., everything was disconnected. Then I waited. Update 1. The first text came at 9:23 a.m. My phone isn't working. Did you forget to pay the bill or something?" I didn't respond. 10 minutes later. "Babe? My Netflix isn't working either. What's going on?" Still nothing from me. By noon, my phone was blowing up. 12 texts, 4 missed calls. The messages went from confused to annoyed to angry. "Are you seriously ignoring me right now? This is so childish. I told you nothing happened. Ryan left at like 7 a.m. He slept on the couch. Why are you being like this?" I finally responded at 1 p.m. "We need to talk. I'll come by tonight at 7. She replied instantly. "Finally, yes. Come over. I'll explain everything." I didn't go at 7. I went at 6:30, unannounced. I still had a key to her apartment. She'd given it to me 6 months ago, for emergencies. I let myself in quietly. The living room was empty. Then I heard voices from her bedroom. Her voice and a guy's voice. Laughing. I walked down the hallway. Her bedroom door was cracked open. I pushed it wider. Maya was sitting on her bed in an oversized t-shirt and shorts. Ryan was sitting next to her, shoes off, clearly comfortable. They were watching something on her laptop, sharing earbuds. They both looked up at the same time. "What the hell?" Maya said, jumping up. "You said 7. "Yeah, I changed my mind," I said. I looked at Ryan. "I thought you left at 7 a.m. He glanced at Maya, then back at me. He came back," Maya interrupted. He forgot his wallet this morning, so he came back to get it and we were just hanging out. It's not a big deal. Right, I said. Not a big deal. Just your ex-boyfriend who supposedly left 12 hours ago sitting on your bed sharing earbuds with you while you're in your pajamas. You're being ridiculous, she said, crossing her arms. We're just friends. Nothing happened. I looked at Ryan. Dude, you need to leave. He stood up slowly, grabbed his shoes. Look, man, I don't want any drama. Then leave. He left. Maya watched him go, then turned to me, her face red. You're being controlling, she said. I can have friends over. You don't get to tell me who I can hang out with. You're right, I said. I don't. But I also don't have to pay for your phone, your Netflix, your Spotify, or anything else. Her expression changed. So, that's what this is about? You're punishing me financially because you're insecure? No. I'm removing myself from a situation I'm not comfortable with. You want to have your ex sleep over? Fine. But I'm not subsidizing your life while you do it. Nothing happened, she yelled. I don't believe you, I said. And then I left. I drove straight home, blocked her number, and went to bed. Update 2. She tried calling me from different numbers over the next 2 days. I didn't answer any of them. She showed up at my apartment on Saturday afternoon, banging on the door for 15 minutes before giving up. On Sunday, I got a text from an unknown number. This is Ryan. Look, man, I'm sorry about the other night. Maya told me you guys were having problems and that you were basically broken up. I didn't know the full situation. For what it's worth, nothing physical happened, but I think you should know she's been texting me for like 2 months. I thought you guys were done. My bad. I read that text 5 times, 2 months. She'd been talking to him for 2 months and I had no idea. I screenshotted it and saved it. Then I blocked that number too. Monday evening around 8 p.m., I got a call from a number I didn't recognize. Against my better judgment, I answered. Hello? Hi, is this Maya's boyfriend? A woman's voice. Older, maybe 50s. Who's asking? This is Patricia, Maya's mom. She's been trying to reach you for days. She's very upset. She said you cut off her phone, and she can't afford to get a new plan right now because work has been slow. She wanted me to call you and ask if you could turn it back on. She said she'll pay you back. I almost laughed. Ma'am, with all due respect, Maya and I are no longer together. She's an adult. She can figure out her own phone plan. She said you were being unreasonable, that her ex-friend stayed over one night and you're overreacting. Ex-friend? I said. That's a creative way to describe her ex-boyfriend. Did she mention they've been texting for 2 months? Silence. Ma'am, I'm sorry Maya put you in this position, but I'm not turning anything back on. She made her choices. She can deal with the consequences. I hung up. Update 3. A week later, Maya finally got a new phone. I know because she texted me from a new number Wednesday night. I got a new phone. No thanks to you. I can't believe you did this to me. I lost a client because I couldn't answer their call. You cost me money. I hope you're happy. I didn't respond. Thursday night at 10 p.m. she called. I let it ring. She called again and again, 7 times in a row. On the 8th call, I picked up, but I didn't say anything. Hello? Maya's voice, tearful, desperate. Babe, please talk to me. I know you're there. Please. I'm sorry. I messed up. Ryan doesn't mean anything to me. I was just lonely and you've been working so much and I made a stupid mistake. Please. I love you. Can we just talk? I stayed silent. Please say something, she begged. I miss you. I need you. I can't afford. She stopped herself. I miss us. I miss what we had. Then a different voice came through the speaker. My voice, or rather, a recording of my voice. This number has been disconnected and is no longer in service. It was my little brother, Jake. I'd asked him to come over that night, told him what was happening, and handed him my phone when it rang. He'd been sitting next to me on the couch, holding back laughter, and when Maya paused, He played a recording I'd made earlier using a text-to-speech app. Maya's voice came back, confused. What? Hello? What the? Jake hung up. Then we both burst out laughing. It was petty, it was immature, but it felt amazing. Final update. It's been 2 months since I walked out of Maya's apartment. I haven't spoken to her since that night Jake answered my phone. She tried reaching out a few more times through mutual friends, but I made it clear I wasn't interested in any contact. Through those same mutual friends, I pieced together what happened to her after everything fell apart. Maya and Ryan tried dating for about 3 weeks. Turns out, without me footing her bills, she started leaning on Ryan financially. He apparently wasn't as generous as I was. He broke it off, telling friends she was too needy and financially irresponsible. The irony wasn't lost on me. She couldn't afford her apartment on her own. I'd been covering almost half her rent through loans she conveniently forgot to pay back. She moved in with her friend Ashley for a while, but that didn't last long either. Ashley told a mutual friend that Maya was a terrible roommate who never cleaned and expected Ashley to cover groceries because she was going through a hard time. Last I heard, she moved back in with her parents. Her mom apparently wasn't thrilled about that, especially after I told her about the 2 months of secret texting with Ryan. Patricia called me one final time about a month ago, apologizing for getting involved and saying she understood why I'd ended things. She said Maya needed to grow up and take responsibility for her actions. Coming from her own mother, that said everything. As for me, I'm in a completely different place now. That Colorado snowboarding trip I mentioned, it was incredible. I reconnected with old friends, remembered what it felt like to just enjoy life without constantly worrying about someone else's drama or finances. Claire, the veterinarian I matched with, turned out to be amazing. We've been seeing each other for about 6 weeks now, and it's refreshing in ways I didn't know I needed. She insists on splitting everything 50-50, has her own career and apartment, and doesn't need me to solve her problems. We're just 2 adults enjoying each other's company. No games, no manipulation, no secret exes sleeping on couches. Last week, we were at dinner, and she mentioned she was thinking about getting a new streaming service. I jokingly offered to add her to mine, and she laughed and said, "Absolutely not. I'm not going to be that girlfriend." Then she paused and said, "Wait, did someone do that to you?" I told her the whole story. She listened, shook her head, and said, "You dodged a bullet. Good for you for having the self-respect to walk away." That hit me hard. Self-respect. That's what it was. For 2.5 years, I'd been so focused on being a good boyfriend, on being supportive and generous, that I'd ignored all the signs that Maya was taking advantage of me. The constant loans she never repaid. The way she always had an excuse for why she couldn't contribute more. The fact that she never once offered to take me out or buy me something nice, even on my birthday. I wasn't being loving. I was being a doormat. Someone from our mutual friend group told me Maya saw a photo Claire posted of us on Instagram. We went hiking last weekend and Claire tagged me in a story. Apparently, Maya called one of her friends crying, saying she made the biggest mistake of her life and that I was the best thing that ever happened to her. Too little, too late. I'm not the same person who let his girlfriend's ex sleep over and said, "Makes sense." I'm not the guy who pays for everything and expects nothing in return. I'm not someone's backup plan or financial safety net anymore. I'm just someone who knows his worth now, and that's worth more than any subscription service or phone plan I ever paid for. Maya taught me an expensive lesson, but it was worth every penny. Sometimes you have to lose money to gain clarity, and I've never been more clear about what I want and what I won't tolerate. Claire and I are planning a trip to Portland next month. She's already booked her own flight and hotel room, insisted on it. We'll probably end up sharing the room anyway, but the fact that she didn't assume I'd pay for everything? That's the difference. That's what a partnership looks like. As for Maya, I genuinely hope she figures her life out. I hope she learns that relationships aren't about finding someone to take care of you financially. I hope she grows up and takes responsibility for her choices. But I won't be around to see it. That chapter of my life is closed. And honestly, I've never been happier to turn the page. Edit. Some people are asking if cutting off her phone was too far since she needed it for work. Here's the thing. It was my phone plan, my money, my decision. She had 2.5 years to get her own plan. She chose not to because it was easier to let me pay for it. That's on her, not me. Edit 2. For everyone saying I should have just broken up with her directly instead of disconnecting everything, I did break up with her. Walking out of her apartment while her ex was sitting on her bed was the breakup. The disconnections were just me taking back what was mine. She wasn't entitled to services I was paying for after we were done.